What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to another episode of On The Bench with Pete. Now in this episode I've come along a little ways on my Escher gang, as you can see here. Hold that one up there. We're a long ways off yet, but I'm just going to be working on browns today and possibly do a shade wash. So I'm going to start with Doomball Brown. I'll do all the things like straps and whatnot. And then I'm going to use some XV88 for the pelts and things, like the drapes on the front of them and things like that. So then I'll probably do a non-oil wash after that, if I get that far. But anyway, let's get to the bench. But before we do, make sure you got yourselves a cup of tea, coffee like what I've got here, or whatever else you need. Some models, some paints, some glues. Whatever you need for your current project. Now, heck, it could be other tools. Saws, hammers, I don't know. Anyway, this is the series. This is the series that you play, the videos put on in the background whilst you do your own hobby stuff. So, without further ado, let's get down to the bench. Okay, so here we are. We're at the bench, and I'll just set my timer going so I know how long I've been yabbering away here, or just hobbying away. So I know not all of you are actually hobbying. Some of you use it for other purposes, such as driving to work, or waiting to, maybe you commute to work, having trouble sleeping, that kind of thing. I often have trouble sleeping, so I'm more than aware of that one. I'm just having a look at my. Is it the Intercessor? Are those the guys that are sort of flying on the bases? I had to repair one of those on his base the other day. It's not the best repair job, but I kind of quite like the look of the way he's leaning forward. Getting in shot there. Almost like he's having a bit of trouble operating it. He's not quite used to how to control the pack, the flying jetpack or whatever. And I quite like that. That's quite good. Anyways, just pulled off a couple of sheets of paper towel so I can have them ready. I've got my brushes lined up, and I'm going to get my non-oil wash out. Still got a little bit of my old one to use up yet. I was actually working on a cipher the other day with blacks, so I'll pop him to one side because, yeah. Cipher. And I hate painting blacks. Some people hate painting whites and yellows. I hate painting blacks. Highlighting it. It looks good from a distance, but not up close, which is what you've got to work with when you're dealing with it. So, yeah. Well, I've got some other paints there. I may. I'm shocked to see Doomball Brown doesn't seem to have a ball bearing, so let's change that right now. That way I can get a decent mix as I shake. So always good. I think I'm going to start with this one here with the whip actually. I haven't started learning their names yet. I suppose I should really, but I've got plenty of time for that. Plenty of time. Right. Nice shake. So, I'll put two blobs out. 1, 2. And I'm going to pop 3 drops of retarder. 1, 2, 3. And a drop of fluid. Now that, I'm hoping, will be a good consistency. Just a touch of water in it as well. I think that's a bit better. Right, I like that a lot more. Right, okay. So Doomball Brown, using my trusty Army Detail paintbrush. I do love these Army Painter brushes. Love the ergonomic handles in particular. I really do. So straps, stocks of the gun, like the handle and things. I think I'll paint that Doomball brown. And I don't mind if the black shows through it. That's kind of cool in a way. The actual handle can stay black. I don't mind that. So what have I got to talk about today? Well, I'm a bit of a rant about job hunting. I'm really fed up with these websites that advertise you to join up with them so that you can help you find a job, yeah, and that's all well and good. You upload your CV and they notify you of new jobs and all that, blah blah blah, that's all well and good, but they always advertise local jobs in your area. Then you click on the link and it takes you to somewhere which is nowhere local. It's not local at all. I don't know what stretch of the imagination they think it's local, but it isn't. It's not local. I live in Plymouth. Bristol is not local. Nowhere near local. You'd have to live up there or nearer there to be able to commute. Not happening. Oh well, never mind. Right, so we've got this one. Straps on here? Yes, there are actually. Little straps on this canister or whatever it is. I don't know actually what it is. But Doomball brown is the colour. It's a nice, it's quite a nice reddy brown. I mean, all brown's got reddy undertones, but this one's got quite a rich reddy undertone. Yeah, quite like. I like it as a colour. Looks good for things like leather straps and the like. It's a little bit of a recess to get into there. I think we managed it though. Yeah, not bad at all. So that's one arm. One just below the links. Like so. Oh, they're going to look good. So I've got a strap on the other side, on the other arm. Just hoping. Looks like I'm going to have to go back in with some lead belcher when it's dry. I was afraid of this. That's why I kept certain paints out. And that's okay. Strap around here. So some people I can see from social media in the niche are going over to different platforms like Twitch and the like. Yeah, I suppose there's always a danger if YouTube mess around and stuff, but the thing is, for me, I still enjoy making videos. I mean, I love live shows, don't get me wrong, I do, but I wouldn't want to be solely live, and I can do that on YouTube anyway, and do live streaming. I don't really see that Twitch can offer me anything that YouTube cannot, so I'm sticking with YouTube for now. If don't get me wrong, if the day comes where YouTube kind of screw me over, which I thought they'd done with this YouTube partner program changes, so I didn't think I was going to get the 1,000 subscriber quick enough, but thankfully I've managed to do it. But if I hadn't, then I'd be looking at going to a different platform, possibly, he says. The day may still come where I decide I want to do that anyway, but until that day, I'll stick with YouTube. Alright, just a bit of concentration. So, hope your commute's going okay. Hope the weather's alright. Hope the weather's alright for you anyway, whether you're hobbying or not. So it'll be a while yet, but we'll have the summer here soon. Sooner the better as far as I'm concerned. Got a lot to do. We've decided we're getting ourselves a dishwasher this month, so that's going to be cool. Haven't had the use of a dishwasher since we were in Florida. It's nice. We've always washed dishes by hand, so the dishwasher thing, that's going to be quite a novelty. Personally, I liked the ice cube maker from the fridge freezer. Yeah, that was awesome. Right, I think that's enough strap work on that one. Let's look at this one. I'm going to wash my brush out a minute. I've got a stray bristle which I'm not going to cut, I'm going to pull out. Or try to. Not easy because it's not letting me. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the tweezers or. Yeah, got it. Awesome. It was very irritating. Oops. Very irritating. Right, now, concentrate on straps. Where were we? Oh, she's got a shoulder guard that will need the strap thing. See no other straps needed, possibly one around her throat. Yeah, so she's going to need a lead belcher. I'll pop her over to the left and I'll put the lead belcher next to her. What about the next one? What have we got here? She's going to need lead belcher too. It's just things I'm looking at and I think, ooh, needs a Bannon black too. Got a glove there. Which can be leather, that's fine. I've been been looking at RPGs lately as well. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the last episode or not. It was a while since I did my last on the bench recorded anyway. These are a couple of weeks in advance usually. But not always. Oh, that one looks like the glove goes over the farm. Handle of that gun will have to be different. Maybe black as well. I don't know. Who knows? Right. She's going to need a bad and black too. Some of the sword. I do like the pose of this one where she's holding that sword out to the left. That's very, very cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Changing the strap on here to Doomball Brown. I think it was Rhinox hide before. So I'll just change it to Doomball Brown. That's fine. May even help with the effect I'm looking for later. So yeah, I've got to stop that. I've got to stop going off on a tangent. So yeah, so I've been looking at RPGs, and I did mention on my live show I was after a sci-fi RPG. The trouble is, some of the ones I was recommended look brilliant, but too expensive, way too expensive. So discovered something I knew about, I'd forgotten about actually. Cyberpunk 2020. Now, because it's old, you can get that quite cheap. So I might be getting into that. And there's updated rules that you can download as well on a forum. Because it was written in a time pre-internet, and so a lot of the stuff is kind of outdated, and some of the stuff is like eerily similar to how it's turned out. We're nearly at 2020 now, and another stuff's like way off. So it's just a matter of getting it right, as it were. He's got a glove as well. Alright. Might have to put another drop of Floyd into here at this juncture. I might have to change my brush out. Might. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, I am looking at Cyberpunk as a game. I mean, what I really wanted was Dark Heresy, but not as complicated. I mean, the system in Cyberpunk can probably be used for what I'm after. Probably. I know it uses D10 and D6 D10 system. It's a skill-based system as opposed to a leveling up base system like Dungeons and Dragons. But some games flow better with that, and some do not. Right, okay. Yeah, she's good. Do another one and then I'll take a sip of tea. Coffee. Tea is coffee. I have coffee. Coffee today. Sometimes I have tea, sometimes I have coffee. Today I have coffee. Depends on the time of day as well, I guess. I mean, I've got to drink 4 cups of willow bark tea a day in order to have a reasonable night. Because for some reason I just get restless legs if I don't. And the willow bark stops that dead in its tracks. First of all, I thought it was just all in my mind, but doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be. Once I've got these colours down and the shade wash on, I'll be able to progress to the skin, which is when it will start looking like it's all coming together, you know. Another thing I'm curious about with a sci-fi game is miniatures, getting miniatures for it. Where do I start looking for stuff like that, you know? Right. Right, I did say I was going to have a sip of coffee. Whoa, we're at 21 minutes already. We've only just started, haven't we? There's something I want to talk to you guys about anyway. I've got that model there to do these here. So once I've done all this on Doombull Brown, I will then go in with XV88. Put another 2 drops of fluid in there. Dry this brush up and then mix it in into the Doombull Brown. Let's have this coffee a minute. Lovely. Right. So, I want to start a new series, you know, typical of me. So a lot of you saying, another new series? I'll be like, yeah, another new series. Now I've got my tutorials, but what I really want to do is a series aimed at beginners just coming into the hobby. Now, I know a lot of people have different things like painting 101, hobbying 101, all that kind of stuff. Well, I want to call mine Hobby 121 because it's going to be on a one-to-one basis, and I want to start right from the beginning with the very, very basic, most basic of basic stuff. Because I've come a long way, I have. But I can still remember the confusion and embarrassment I had in the early days, not knowing what I was doing, not knowing what glue to get, not knowing the difference between certain paints, and been almost afraid to ask. But, and thankfully certain YouTube videos helped me. But I just figure the more videos are out there, the more choice people have. Plus, certain videos, they can get outdated. And, or they get the channels deleted, or they delete their channels themselves, or they take the videos down for whatever reason. I figure give back to the community that has helped me so much. And it's just a matter of bearing in mind that it's for beginners. So I figure that's what I'm going to do. And I think that would be great. Now I've got a few models which can help me along the way for that. So I figure, why not? Why not do it? I want to structure it in a proper way. It'll have a finite number of videos, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, how many that'll be, I don't know. But at the end of the day, once it's done, and it's something I can look, people can look back on, and it'll just be there. It'll be out there. It'll be done, and I think that's important. I'm just going to do this little pouch thing here as well, because I don't know what that is, but I think it'll work out quite well. So hobby 1-to-1. You heard it here first. So obviously it's going to be of no interest to seasoned hobbyists, but so be it. We're not all seasoned hobbyists, are we? And I want to help people like myself when I first started. Because I had to help. So I think it'll be nice to to do that. Okay. I can't see any on that one. Maybe this one. There's always going to be tidy ups to do, of course. Right. Going to cough. Excuse me. Right. So the last one on this. There's a strap on the gun at the front. So yeah, we'll get that one blocked in. So I'm going to be jumping backwards and forwards with topics. So so RPGs. I love D&D. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite genre, the fantasy setting for a role-playing game. Absolutely bar none. But I do like the sci-fi setting as well. And I've also been intrigued just a little bit by Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Call of Cthulhu. I don't know. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like the kind of H.P. Lovecraftian setting that particular game is based on, and yeah. Right. I quite like the idea of being investigators. I suppose Mansions of Madness is kind of based off it. I may be wrong. That's the impression I get. Yeah, and I think it might be quite cool if I can find a group that deals with that. I see. I wouldn't know about being a games master or keeper of arcane secrets or whatever they're called for that, because it's not my comfort zone. So it'd be good to see someone else actually do that and how they get on and that kind of stuff. So I'm intrigued, I'll be honest. Right. Wash this brush out. Then we need to put this one to one side, get this one in for the next colour. However, before I do that, I said about lead belcher here for this one. I think it was lead belcher. Oh yes, for the shoulder guard. Airbrush lead belcher. Because I don't need to thin it down. Beautiful. Straight from the pot. Yeah, it's just the right consistency for me. I find that works. But anyway, yeah, Call of Cthulhu. Sorry if people are wincing every time I say that. Call of Cthulhu. I don't know how you say it. There is a local cafe where they do role playing in the cafe, and maybe a group in there does it. I don't know. Right, this next one. Well, she might have needed lead belcher, but she also needs Abaddon Black. Yeah. Yeah, she does need lead belcher. But she does need Abaddon Black. Just gonna dampen the brush down because we don't need much. I feel I've dampened it down too much. And paint the handle of the gun. I'm not moving on, you know, until I'm happy with what I've got here. Yeah, anyway, so maybe there's a group that does Call of Cthulhu and I can try it out, you know, and that would be awesome if I could do that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to block in this. Here, this wrist. Still don't call it a wrist guard per se. Let's put some dark Reaper on it. Yeah, if there is a group that does that, hopefully I could join in and learn the game and see if I do that. I haven't gone to this cafe yet, and I'm reluctant to, not in a bad way. I'm reluctant to because I know that once I start it, I can't just not turn up. It's like a commitment. Because I don't want to say, oh yeah, that's a good game, and then not turn up for the next game or game after, and let people down if they're having a good time playing. Cause I think it's important to a gaming group, no matter what your game is you play, that you are kind of consistent with your commitment to the game. For me, that's quite important. It's just a personal thing, and yeah. Right, okay. So the black is done. What did I say is going to be needed? Dark Reaper, but I can't do that yet because the black on there is still drying. So I'll put Dark Reaper next to her. I'm going to crack on with the XV88. That's what I'm going to do. For all the pelts, all the cloths. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, once again, I'm going to pop out a couple of big blobs here. 1, 2. Nicely done. 3 drops of retarder. 1, 2, 3. 2 drops of flow aid. And a damp brush to mix that one up. There we go. Just a bit of water as well. And for those of you that don't know, all the water in my studio is recycled from my dehumidifier, so that's kind of cool. I've never had to fill up from the tap once whilst I've been here. I used to recycle from my tumble dryer because it had a conditioner in it, which was quite good for the brushes. But now I just use the dehumidifier. It's been that way for a long time, and I've had no problems. So yeah. Right. Okay. So changed my brush. Just at the front here. A little bit of the robes. Just gotta be careful. Some will be easier to get to than others, I know that. Right. So, trust me, the first one I pick up is one of the harder ones. Access wise, it's one of the harder ones. Right. On the side. I think it's quite important to keep a certain consistency amongst the gangs when you're learning to play this game to start with, just to remember who's who and whatever. I mean, yes, sure, it's fun to do your own different individuals. I mean, they are individual anyway, but I think it's important for learning the game to get a sense of unity between your gang, that you feel you're on the same, you're one and the same, and you're on a part of a team, and all that sort of stuff. Just to have kind of similar gang colours, Yeah, so that's Herden. Whip Lady next. I'll just line some of these up. The Whip Lady's got kind of a bit of an easier one at the front there, so we'll pop that on there, like so. XV88, it's quite a nice colour, I've got to say. I like it. Used to, in the early days, base or paint the edge of my bases with XV88, but no more. Sorry, another cough there. Yeah. I switched to Steel Legion Drab, but I think for these Necromunda I want to keep them black, just because I want to. I'm excited for doing a futuristic role-playing game, going back to that, as to what miniatures I'm going to get and where from. So that's all going to be kind of new and exciting. I think there's a place called Gorilla Miniatures. I'd have to check my diorama. No, Gunmetal Miniatures I think it's called. I think they got some cool kind of futuristic-y models. Right, so that's good, I like that. And the back of her hair, she's got something like a scarf or something. I don't know what it is, but that can be XV88 as well. I'm saying. Get that option. It's actually quite difficult to paint at this angle, to be truthful, but getting the video. I don't like to hold it up higher, but I know it's not about the visuals in these videos, but yeah, I want it at least a little bit okay to look at, Right. Okay. There. like so. Right, so that's 2 down. Wash my brush out. Actually, I'm going to wash out this brush I initially globbed out the XB88 with. And I can more easily wash the other one. Never leave your brushes in your pots, guys, because bends the bristle or something chronic. Alright. So Shadowrun was another RPG I was suggested, which, it's all cool and that, but it's just so expensive, I mean, at the moment, I think D&D 5th edition, which I've already got the rules for, and quite a few of the books. Well, I've got the starter set, the player's guide, dungeon master's guide, and the monster manual. I mean, that's quite an investment to start with, given that the books are quite dear. And that's probably going to be the most expensive RPG I'm going to invest in at this point in time. Now, I used to be heavily invested in a game called Vampire and Werewolf when I was younger, when I was a student. Back in my student days. But I always felt they lacked something as well. I don't know. I'm gonna for the price. I think I'm gonna give Cyberpunk 2020 a go. Download the PDF as well and print that out. I think. Why not? I think that is a fan fueled thing with the PDF and that. I think they got the rights to do it, so I think they added extra tech and weapons and whatever. I'm told you don't really need any other books for it, although there are a couple that can be helpful, but you really don't need them, so I may get 1 or 2. Aha. Looking good. It's going to be awesome getting the shade wash on here, and I can get onto I'm going to be happy once I get onto the skin, because I think on a model, when you're doing models like this, excuse me, wheezing a bit there, they really come into their own once you start laying the skin down. You can start seeing facial expressions and features and start imagining who they are, who they might be, where they come from. At the moment, to me, they're just faceless characters that I don't know anything about. Gone over there. I'll need to tidy that up with Dark Reaper later. Gah. That one. Okay. I'm not sure what colours to do their hair though. That's going to be interesting, I think. that, I think, when I do the hair, I think that's what's going to mark them individual for me. I'm going to kind of really, I don't know, invest in these characters when I do the hairs. Different hair colour and things like, oh yeah, that's so and so, that's so and so, the red haired, and yeah, all that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that'll be cool. What I'm doing, I'm just turning the model around to see if there's any way I can access all areas of this section I'm painting now. There's usually always a way. There. Yep. We're at 50 minutes already. Wow. That's incredible. I don't know where the time goes. I really don't. Doesn't seem that long to me. Get an hour of painting done, which is cool, really cool. But you know, the hour goes so quick. No wonder the weeks go quick. It's like next week it'll be another week. I can't believe it's been a week already since the last episode of On the Bench I filmed. Craziness. Oh, a question I've been asked. I realise that this is a P&Q thing really, but I thought, seeing as it concerns On the Bench, I figured I'd answer it here, because only people that watch On the Bench are likely to be interested, really. And that is, it's not much a question, more an observation, really. Someone observed that a lot of my videos are in HD, to varying qualities, but On the Benches aren't. And as to why not? Why are they not in HD? Even 720p? I said, because they're always an hour long. And can you imagine how long it would take me to upload them if they're all in HD? You don't need them in HD because they're not like showcases or anything like that. They're literally just paint along videos that you don't need to see fine detail on. And it's not a tutorial. I typically like shorter videos. P&Qs I like now to do in 720p. I don't think you need to go 1080 for that. It's just me talking. I just like to get a nice sharp image. So I go 720 on those, and they're not that long. With these, I don't really need to go any better than 480p because, like I say, I watched them back in 480 and I think, well, that's okay, that's good enough, And it takes a lot quicker to render and upload, but rendering is the thing which takes time, really, for me. I mean, uploading doesn't take any time at all, but rendering varies greatly on the quality and the frame rate and all that other good stuff. Typically I upload in 24 frames a second, though sometimes I've been known to go higher. Depends on the video. Really, all my videos depends on the video as to what sort of quality I'm rendering in. Obviously you can't render higher quality than you're actually capturing the footage in, but even on the low res setting on my camera, it can still give you 720p. It can still do that, but I don't often use that. Right. This is a really nice stage. Not as good as the skin perhaps, but really seeing them come together, it's good. I enjoy that a lot. It's great. Oh, I see the Black Panther's due to come out soon. Well, at the time of recording this, I'm not going to go and see it in the cinema. To be honest, I'm not going to go and see any Marvel film in the cinema after the Thor Ragnarok fiasco. I think it's just a waste of money. This crappy humour. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for humour. This is like Disney. I'm taking it too far. Silly levels. I don't find that entertaining. Certainly not enough to warrant paying, because it costs a lot of money to go to the cinema, and I'm not paying it. It's simple as that. There's no way. It's going to take an awful lot to get me to the cinema. Most likely, the best chance of me going to the cinema is to see old films re-released. You know, like maybe Jaws or something like that. You know, I'd probably go into the cinema to see that. And I'm thinking more along the lines of supporting my old cinema, not the new fancy one, because again, dearer. And I've got more memories associated with the old cinema. So that's the way I'm going. Alright. We're nearly there. I may as well finish these guys off with the XV88 before ending the episode. And I hope you guys are getting stuff done. I don't know what you're working on, but let me know as always. You know, hope your journey was alright to work or wherever you were going. Hope traffic's not too bad. I hope you have a good day ahead of you. Some days in work, I know I used to have pretty stressful days, and other days I'd have work, they'd be alright. You know, you could never tell. Yeah, let's go on over again. I hate that. Still, with each time I do this and need less and less correction, that's fine. Some of them didn't need any, so fortunate for that. So yeah. Yes, I've been talking to my buddies about role-playing games a lot lately. We've been having some interesting discussions. We'll just say that. Almost makes me want to go to a gaming convention where they have role-playing games, but like I say, it's just money. I just can't afford it. I'd like to, I really would, but I just can't. Right, I'm on the last one for the XV88 here now, and then I'll end the video, and yeah, that'll be good. XV88 is actually quite a nice, it's a lovely light brown. it's actually a nice base coat for certain hair types, certain hair colours, I find. A lot of people get put off by the name on it. I mean, I was guilty of this when I first started, not this last time coming back into the hobby, or coming into the hobby, but when I was at school and things, and there would be paints, so they'd have names, and I think like ogre flesh, I have to use it on ogres. You don't, you just whatever colour you want. But you hear a name of a paint like XV88, makes you think of, I don't know, robots or something, you know? Yeah, but you can use it for a multitude of things. Anyway, wash my brush out, take my glasses off. So let's just zoom out and up. So it's different. Whereas I used to just click and be on a different cutscene or whatever. But thank you so much for joining me on this episode of On the Bench. It's been absolutely fantastic. I feel much better this time round than once before. I feel like I've accomplished more, and it feels good. It's getting past the messy stage and getting into the more, I don't know, more exciting stuff, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. It's making me feel good. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate all your support, just by watching my videos and sharing my videos. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and the bell button if you want to see notifications for future videos, which I put up most days, to be fair, most days in a week. So thank you very much for watching again. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.